everyone, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today I wanted to talk about negative speak and a lesson basically on negative speak, and you'll see where I'm going with this. So the question that was sent to me says, I've been thinking about several sayings out there and feel there's a deeper meaning. More in general, the English language feels to have some darker entities take it over. Can you shed some light on this or the concept in general? Which I love this question because it's something I think that we all know, but maybe we don't always have it on the forefront of our mind. So it's good to revisit this once in a while. And honestly, when I first opened myself up to spirituality, one of the biggest things, the biggest challenge for me to overcome was fear. Because when I was little, my exposure to spirituality was paranormal stuff. You know, you're seeing poltergeists on TV, see these horror movies, and basically anything that's paranormal, anything that's spiritual, it's going to be bad, it's going to get you, it's scary, all those other things. So I felt like if I believed that it could exist, then it could happen to me if I really relaxed myself and opened myself up to it. So I was not willing to even go there. I just tried to suppress it, hide it. I didn't want to acknowledge it at all. It took me a long time to really accept it and realize that there's beauty in it. It's actually a gift rather than the curse that I originally thought it was. And there's honestly a lot of high vibrant beings out there that want to help us. They want to serve us. They want to be here and guide us, and all this wonderful stuff that we so easily discount because we go to the fear, we go to the programming and all the stuff out there. And our minds are so incredibly powerful, and the mental intentions we put out there, they really will shield us from negative forces. It took me a long time to believe it and trust it, but it really is so true. And I can't say it enough because I know what it was like for me to overcome it, and I try to help other people overcome it as well too. And when I was typing this up, I heard this saying in my head, if you believe it, you can achieve it, which I think someone out there did say it once upon a time. I've seen quotes on it or something like that, but it's so true. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Meaning, you envision white light around you, you're going to achieve it. It is going to happen. If you shield yourself from negativity, you really can do that. Whatever you believe, you are going to manifest, and that will become your reality. And to take it a step further, when we talk to ourselves, when we set protection, we clear a space, smudge a space, it's important to use clear and concise language. This goes back to the question because lower vibe entities are out there, and a lot of them are the PTW, the powers that were, that I talk about a lot. They have manipulated the language to get us to essentially spell cast each other to get what it is they want to happen. So yes, they've railroaded the language to get us to speak in ways that are favorable to them rather than empowering and strengthening to your own self. One of the things they've done, they've made it very common. It's almost challenging to not talk with negatives in our language. And when you do that, one of the things I realized and I've learned is that spirits don't hear necessarily or recognize this negative speak in our speech. They work off of direct language. And to better illustrate what I mean, because I think an example is worth 1,000 words here, rather than saying don't do that because they don't recognize the word don't, it's a negative, what they hear when you say don't do that is they hear do that. You're actually saying, yeah, go ahead. If you say aren't allowed, they don't recognize the aren't part because there's a negative associated to it. So what they hear is, instead of aren't allowed, they hear, oh, allowed, that's allowed. If you say shouldn't be here, what they hear is be here. They don't hear the shouldn't part. It's the should be here is what they're registering on their side. So it's so important to omit the negative speak when you're trying to accomplish something with a really deep intention. You want to be clear and concise. And so to be, I guess, take it a step further, because I do want to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. When you're clearing a space or you're making a mantra or anything like that, you want to speak positive and direct. Even if you have to think about it ahead of time, focus on it and write it down. I did that a lot in the beginning. I would think, okay, what is the message I'm trying to say? And how can I say this? Because you can say anything and say it in a positive way. It just may take a little mindfulness to be able to do it. So rather than saying, you go into a space and you go to clear a place, spirits are not allowed here and need to leave. They're not registering the word not in that sentence. So what I say when I go in and I clear a room, I will go and say, all low vibrational beings need to leave and go to where they're better served. You must leave at once. And I will reiterate that over and over as I walk from place to place and clear it out. Now, sometimes I want all spiritual energy to leave. It might be my bedroom and I don't want to be harassed in my sleep, good or bad vibrations. I want peaceful sleep. So if I'm in my bedroom, I may say, all spiritual energy needs to leave. This is a clear space. And I drop it at that because that's clear, it's concise, I'm not using any negatives, and I'm saying what needs to happen and I'm commanding it. So when you talk, just be mindful in how you are phrasing things and how you're coming across. I would so encourage you to think about your word usage, because again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it when you form your intent. Speak with gratitude, speak with thanks and love and peace, and keep that as an undertone, but most importantly, speak clearly. And as a side note, I found it really interesting to see what Google's motto was. Take note that the way they say it is, don't be evil. So when you take away the don't, because that's not what they hear, what exactly are you saying? Feels like a piece of truth in plain sight. I'm just saying. And that was all I had for this reading. I want to thank you. Please feel free to leave a comment, like me, share me. All those wonderful things helps me out a lot. I am so grateful for all of you for all of that. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.